Facebook.
Hello, Facebook.
Hello, Facebook, my old
Hello,
friend.
Bookface.
What's up, MySpace? Yo, yo, yo.
Face space.
We're up here on Friendster.
That's a thing.
Is my switch on?
Is this switch on?
Let me
Switch.
switch you on, baby.
Switch on.
Yeah.
Come on, baby, switch me on.
All right, it's on now.
All right. We're ready to go. You ready to go?
What up, Jess?
I'm Jesse. I'm Jesse.
Jessica.
I'm Jessica. All right. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
5, 4, 3.
Hold on. Never mind. I lied. You start counting fast and it makes me nervous.
Sorry.
Okay, now I'm ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
For those of us that love it all, there's only one show that gives you computer talk, celebrity news, collectibles, and food. What? You didn't think I was going to miss a chance for another fat joke, did you? This is Beyond the Routine.
No, it has something for us.
Is that yogurt? It looks like yogurt. It's a soft drink.
Soft drink. Let's review this.
It's
okay.
a soft drink with milk powder in
All
it.
right.
I don't feel
Water,
that soft drink
skim
and milk powder go together.
Fructose, corn syrup, sugar, glucose. I'm pretty sure I can't. This isn't part of the diet, but I'm going to have it anyway.
It's a product of Korea.
So it's Korean?
It's Korean. Chinese Korean?
The most important part is that lactobacillus.
Oh, it's okay, dude, because not only does it have sugar and glucose, it also has that one in it that you get cancer if you drink.
So do you just drink it all the way down, one swoop, or do you sip it?
Yeah.
That's
What
good.
up, Runs? What up, Julie?
That's
We're
good.
for those of you just tuning in, we're getting ready to try some Korean soft drink.
You can tell it's Asian because if it was American, it'd be much bigger. it'd be 55 ounces.
Yeah, they don't do anything under 32 ounces in the United
Yeah,
States.
no.
America.
Candace next to the
That was delicious.
Oh, I get it. It does have that soft drink taste to it. Like I was trying to figure out how a milk product was a soft drink, but yeah, it does. It has that like tanginess of a soft drink. It's good.
It's good.
It's good.
I like it.
Good for you.
We're beyond the routine.
We are.
Yes,
We are.
the routine was here, and we're
We're over there.
we're well beyond it.
Oh God, we just drank Agent Orange.
Oh God. Wait a minute.
What?
That doesn't make sense. Dead air. Dead air. Dead air. Dead air. Dead air.
Well, you're the one talking.
Sorry.
You want to talk about this segment in particular?
Yes.
They just couldn't give you enough in one segment, so they're gonna go off on their own. It's time for Week in Review, where they discuss the big news from the week, even personal experiences. Hopefully more news from the week.
I am so excited. You're gonna
I'm so
share something.
excited.
Whoa.
I just can't hide it.
Come on, come on, come on.
No,
You're going to share something. You've
I
watched
am.
something that you for a while you were like, "What's that?"
So, Stranger Things, everybody.
Yes.
If you're not finished with Stranger Things, watching Stranger Things currently, or have plans to eventually watch Stranger Things, turn down the volume for a couple minutes.
Yes.
So, my daughter actually is the one that got me into Stranger Things. Lots of people have been talking about it.
yes, it's very popular with the kids.
Yeah, so I mean, people at work have been talking about everything, but I wasn't sold. And then my daughter was like, in one of her rare moods where she likes her dad, we were like kind of snuggling a little on the couch together.
You got a snuggle?
Yeah, a little bit like that. And
I got a sideways glance from Yana yesterday.
ooh,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Yep.
So she got the laptop in front of her, and she's watching this show, and I'm like looking at it going, what is this? And she's like, it's Stranger Things. And I'm like, okay. And so I'm like watching it with her, and I finished this episode, and we start watching another episode, and I'm like, it's a pretty good show. So I bit the bullet, went back.
So the modern day Goonies didn't sell you, because it's like Ghostbusters and Goonies.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I just never had much interest. I mean, I think I was misled. Not really misled, but I think I thought it was a lot more of a horror
No,
flick in their horror series, I guess. Than
more
it
like
really
a coming
was.
of age.
Yeah,
thing.
so it was a good show. So I finished it up over the weekend. We binge watch season 2 pretty much over the weekend. My wife kind of came into this in season 2, about 2 or 3 episodes into season 2.
How badass is 11 in season?
Right. Yeah,
2?
she's like got that Trinity from the Matrix thing going on. Yeah,
She does.
Yeah, so liking it. Wife picked up. I kind of just explained the whole season 1 in like a 5-minute synopsis to her, and she's like, "Oh," and then she was like hooked. She likes it. So we finished it out. Really good ending. I love how they've ended the seasons. They don't give you like this huge cliffhanger. They kind of finish the main story arc, right? They have a story arc through the whole season. That they finish that one off, and then there's always this dun 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 thing at the end.
What's the story arc? The second season was them closing this portal. Right.
Right. So the portal never got closed in the first season. They got Will back. Yay, we've rescued Will. He's alive. Everybody's happy, joyous. And then the dun 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 moment is Will coughs up this like
slug
thing, and it goes in the drain and whatever. So, why'd it get so bright?
I don't know.
Oh, you bright? Am I bright?
I'm not bright.
I'm
not bright. I'm the dumb one on the show.
Write that down. I'm not bright. So yeah, and then the end of the last season, end of season 2. They have their snowball. They make it to the snowball, the school dance and everything, and they're all dancing together and they're having a good time. And Will's no longer got the bad thing inside him, and it's all good. So no, yeah, highly recommend the Stranger Things if you haven't watched it yet. And we're don't care about spoilers. So the other thing is,
okay, I've been waiting for this.
This is the one you've been waiting for. You don't have to adjust your viewing screens. You don't have to adjust. My hair goes left now.
I don't see a difference.
So, and with it this short, it's harder to tell, I will admit. But my hair, since I was knee high to a grasshopper,
okay,
has always parted on this side. I've had the part, and then it's just kind of been longer over here.
Okay,
right. So I looked up. I really wanted to get my beard trimmed up. That was the main thing. My haircut
beard looks nice.
Was not as important. I could have had it done. Could have not. Could have gone either way. But I looked online at my local sports clips, and sure enough, my favorite stylist there was working. She's the one that kind of just knows me. Been to her a few times. She's always done the beard solid.
These are the ones that do as if the hot towel wasn't invasive enough. They do the massage thing.
I don't do the MVP anymore. Yeah. It's just awkward.
It's too much.
Very uncomfortable. So I go to my local sports clips and I sit down and I take off my hat because I was wearing a hat that day because I didn't want to deal with my hair, and I throw it on the little bench there and sit down in the chair and I look in the mirror and I'm like, whoa, that is weird. My hair was literally parted, like the part from my hair was showing on the other side, like it was on the left instead of on the right.
It's a mirror.
Well, no. Opposite side of when I look in the mirror. It was on the opposite side of where it should be. So I'm like, I wonder why it's doing that. That's weird. And didn't think anything of it. And so she's like, so the same as before? I'm like, yeah, number 2 on the sides, finger length on top, just blend it in. And she's like, okay. And she starts going to town. And I'm like, oh, my God, she's going to do it. She's going to part. And she starts parting my hair on the left and everything.
Like, oh, my God.
And I'm like,
should I stop her?
Okay, this is weird. This is different. Whatever. So she gets done, and she gets the pomade-like substance and rubs in her hair and does the style thing and flattens it all out to the left. And I'm like, okay, my hair goes left now. It's a change. It's okay. So I get home, and of course my daughter immediately gives me this weird look, like, oh my God, you're hideous, like she always does after I come back. You look reverse. And my wife's like, oh, that's new. And I'm like, yeah, she kind of did it on this side now. It's like,
tell me she immediately got hot and bothered and was like, take me to bedroom now.
No, it didn't happen. Oh. So anyways, my hair goes left now. Is the story to be had there.
Well, I mean, I don't have anything that interesting.
And lastly, can we talk about Tide Pods? Really?
This
Tide Pods.
I feel like the internet got a hold of this thing and it cannot be that prevalent. I feel like 1 or 2 people did it, and now it's a meme. And the internet, did you see it? The NASCAR thing that was like, all the best snacks are sponsor NASCAR, and it was all like Skittles, M&Ms, Payday, Butterfinger, Tide Pods.
So you don't think that these challenges on YouTube have led to a bunch of really naive,
there's
stupid
only
children.
I read that there's only been 8 people last year died of ingesting laundry detergent, and 6 of them were adults. So you think, oh, it's some stupid adult? No, it's actually like adults with dementia.
Okay.
Whatever. So 6 of the ones that died were adults with dementia. 2 of them were kids. So I just don't. I feel like the internet got a hold of it. It's like
It's just been blown way out of
Last week was
proportion.
the shithole thing. This week's Tide Pods. Next week will be something different.
Wait, the shithole thing?
You didn't see the whole shithole country thing? Trump said that he doesn't want people coming from shithole countries.
Shithole countries.
Yeah.
And
that's a meme now too, because Trump's supposedly 239 pounds and 6'3". Did you see? I saw a bunch of things that were all like, yeah, let's these professional athletes are the same size as the president. And like it's all Tim Tebow.
Nice.
But yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, but stores are legit like locking these things up now.
I saw that. Yeah. That's crazy.
And
I went
YouTube has pulled the challenge videos.
I went to Walgreens earlier and I saw him there and I almost wanted to be like, yeah, like get some Skittles and like just get a bunch of like stuff in the Tide Pods and be like, yeah, I'm having a party. Gotta have some party favors.
So yeah.
Would you eat a Tide Pod?
No, absolutely not.
Like for an amount of money? Like $1,000.
No.
You come up with $1,000, I'll eat a fucking Tide Pod.
Even knowing people die from ingesting these things.
Yeah, but 8 people died. I'm sure a lot more people ingested them than 8. I have good odds. Like, there's got to be thousands of people that ingest this.
You like those odds?
I like the odds. For $1,000, I like those odds. You come up with $1,000, give me 1 Ethereum, and I'll eat a Tide Pod. Live on the show.
Live on the show.
His wheels are over there turning. He's like logging into Coinbase.
Yeah, you've got enough Ethereum, man. You could easily do this for the show.
Logging into Coinbase, checking the miners.
All right, so that's my week in review. What do you got, Stoles?
I don't have anything major. I've as far as the TV front, we started the television show Atypical, which was recommended by that cousin.
You've been shot down.
Yeah, I saw that.
You will not eat a Tide Pod.
All right, I can do it before I leave. If I don't leave the building, her word doesn't matter. Do you have a Tide Pod right now?
Is there a Tide Pod in the building?
Is there a Tide Pod in the warehouse? We're doing it.
What is in a Tide Pod?
So the Tide Pod is like
I have a feeling it's the
powder
bleach
detergent,
that's killing people.
the powder detergent, and then I think it's like some kind of Clorox 2 type bleach, and then I think it's 3 ingredients. I know that. It can't be good for you. I can tell you that.
It's literally like poison.
Have you ever done any internet challenge thing like that? Like, did you do the ALS challenge?
We
You
did the ALS
Did you do it through work?
No, I did it through the neighborhood, people in the neighborhood.
Oh, okay, because that was before I knew you, right?
Right.
Like because we did it at Medicity.
Right, I know. I saw the Medicity one.
Yeah, but how about I punch you in the Tide Pod and we call it good? Ooh, it's getting
And by
steamy.
Tide Pod, she means penis.
Yeah, I guess. I'm going to call it my Tide Pod now. That's going to be a thing.
You want some of this Tide
Yeah.
Pod, baby?
Mid-coitus, I'm going to take that Tide Pod. No,
That probably won't be hot at all. No.
probably. I'm on the
right.
couch. Yeah, I started Atypical, which was recommended by that cousin. It's a nice show it's Netflix original. We're going to be starting The Handmaid's Tale, which is a Hulu original.
Like handmade?
Like handmaid. What is that?
Is that a thing?
No, isn't a handmaid? What is a handmaid? A handmaid is like a.
Oh, that was Hand Angel. Hand Angel.
Oh, yeah,
was
Hand
this one.
Angel.
Yeah, Hand Angel. Was
Hand
all right.
Angels.
All right, go ahead.
But we're gonna start Handmaid Tale.
Yana says, "Do it." She needs a college fund. Does that mean like you got
$1,000
life?
bucks? $1,000 for. I actually had this conversation with
Or maybe
Mama the
she's
other-
banking on you dying. Do you have life insurance?
I do.
Oh, that's what's happening. She's banking on you dying, so she uses your life insurance money to go to college.
I had to burst her bubble the other day because I had to tell her how much college cost. Like she was like she was complaining about something, and she's like, "Well, just college. It's like like $20,000." I'm like, "No, it's more than that. By the time you get to college, it's going to be a lot more than that."
Even more than that.
But yeah, I didn't do anything fun this week.
All right, well, let's get into our first story, which is in this particular category.
Tech News. When it comes to cutting-edge technology, Chris and Jones are all over it. Doodads and information with Tech News.
doodads and information.
Jones, how do you feel about net neutrality? Have we ever talked about this?
We've talked about it.
Do you think that it should be protected, like the power? Or...
So here's the problem I have is, yes, I think net neutrality is a necessity. I don't think everybody going to the deepest, darkest place that it could possibly go just because net neutrality is now no longer.
What's the worst
is
thing?
Not really necessary.
The worst thing is, like, one, we get restrictions on the internet where it's not a free and open internet and you don't have access to everything. That's one of the great things about America. If you go over to China, they block all kinds of stuff, But I think the darkest place people go is tiered internet, right? That's what it's always going to be like. Like if you want to go to CNN.com,
right?
That's included in the basic package. But if you want to go to MSNBC.com or FoxNews.com, you got to have an extra package for that kind of thing.
So what
I feel
this
like that's never going to happen.
No, what I think can truly happen with this, I think this is a good thing for local small town ISPs.
The overturning of net neutrality.
No, the implementation of basically that is if they start implementing Comcast, CenturyLink, those kind of companies start implementing that, people will look elsewhere and go to your X-Missions and things like that.
Well, X-Mission is just built on CenturyLink, right? So
but the problem is CenturyLink. If you're not going through you don't have to go through CenturyLink servers on CenturyLink. Comcast, yes, you're all locked in. With a DSL line, just because CenturyLink owns the line, you don't have to go through their servers for hosting. You can choose your hosting provider.
That makes sense. The thing I worry about is the like Facebook. Right now, Facebook is huge. It's the biggest social network of all time. It far surpasses MySpace and all these other things that came before it. But I think we're in agreement that something's going to usurp Facebook one day. There's going to be something that becomes the new hottest thing. Now, if there's not net neutrality, that could, Facebook could say, hey, Comcast, we want you to slow down the traffic to that new hot thing. And that new hot thing might die off. That's the thing I worry about with net neutrality, is if they treat Netflix traffic different from Hulu's traffic, and I'm gonna cancel Netflix. I'm not gonna be smart enough to be like, it's fucking Comcast doing this to me. Instead, I'm gonna be like, why does Netflix service suck so bad? So that's what I worry about. I very much agree with the protections that Obama put in for net neutrality before he left, which has now been overturned by the FCC. So my first story is about a lawsuit filed today by attorneys of 22 states that seek to block the FCC from the controversial vote to repeal the Obama-era net neutrality regulations. So it's led by the New York State Attorney General, and it includes Washington, California, Connecticut. Basically, all your blue states have come out against this. So there's a thing that right now there's 50 votes there in the Senate, where if the Senate votes on it and they have a number of votes, it has to appear before the House. That's also happening right now. So not all is lost. The thing is, these things aren't going to change overnight, right? They're just going to change gradually and slowly, and we're never going to notice them.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big thing. And like I said, is everybody going to doomsday scenario just because this thing has been proposed and everything else? But like I said, I mean, we as a people are more powerful because we pay Comcast, we pay CenturyLink, we've made them what they are by us being customers. Yeah. Right? And Vivint and all of these other many wireless wireless internet companies that are out there as well.
They suck.
They suck, but guess what? I guarantee you Comcast says you have to pay $13 more a month to get Facebook, blah, 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 all these things. People are going to jump ship, and they'll deal with their videos loading a little slower on a wireless solution that says, we don't care, come to us, we'll give you everything for the same cost.
And there'll always be those solutions, right?
Yeah.
Like just when DOMA, this whole net neutrality thing has happened, it's been masqueraded as several different bills over the last couple of years, but when DOMA was happening and GoDaddy supported DOMA, and they came out and a bunch of people left GoDaddy, there was plenty of hosters that stepped up and said, hey, we don't support DOMA, come to us.
Right.
So which I think I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it pans out. I'm just so disenfranchised by some of this stuff that's happening in the government. Like this guy that's ahead of the FCC, This guy was a Verizon executive for like 15 years and now is the head of the FCC. And as soon as he leaves the FCC, he's going to get some cush Verizon consulting job and make like $4 million a year based on what, like, how is that fucking legal?
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's definitely a problem.
Sorry. I have another story.
What's your other story, Stoles?
This took the internet by sensation this week. Imagine this, Jones. Imagine this. I wouldn't have been affected by this because I wake up later than you, but you're an early riser. So you get up, you put on your slippers, you go to make your coffee and read your paper, and your phone buzzes, and it says imminent threat, ballistic missile incoming, seek shelter. Like, what do you do in that moment? Go back to reading your paper? Or like run upstairs and be like...
Again, I think this goes back to my reaction to net neutrality, the whole net neutrality thing. I'm not a guy that just, like, instantly flies off the handle and goes to the doomsday scenario. I don't do that. I'd be like...
Really?
Huh?
Wait, you're in Hawaii, so
I'd flip on the television.
Okay.
See what's going on the television. See if there's one of those... alerts that come across, scrolls across the bottom of my screen with that really annoying sound. That kind of thing. And
you know that was invented for 9/11?
Maybe
that little scroll.
Oh,
you
but
don't,
not like the
you
emergency.
don't mean the CNN scroll.
No, I mean like the
scroll.
emergency
Oh,
broadcast.
no, okay.
And maybe then pour myself another cup of coffee and just kind of wait it out.
So that's exactly what happened this week, basically. So there was an issue out of Hawaii where they were testing this
okay,
system.
here's what I really think we need a screen back here, because times like this, and along with my other things we've talked about that have involved memes, we just need to start throwing pictures of memes on a screen where the viewing audience can enjoy the same memes, right? Like have this nice big screen back here that we just throw the memes onto that screen from this, that, whatever.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's what we need, because there's a lot of good memes out there for the Hawaii missile crisis scare thing.
Yeah, one of my favorite ones was a text. So basically, what happened is everyone's probably heard of this, but there was something went wrong during a test of this system. It accidentally pushed it out to everybody. It wasn't about 35 minutes later they finally sent out the thing like, just kidding, it was bad, you know.
How does it take you 35 minutes to realize you've mass sent out this alert?
The system, they didn't download the update that allowed them to immediately then send out a recall message.
Oh, okay.
So they were unable to. That 35-minute was them downloading the new update to install.
That's hilarious.
We don't have the recall installed.
And the message was in all caps: ballistic missile threat inbound to Hawaii. Seek immediate shelter. This is not a drill. And, like, you know what's been happening with, you know, Kim Jong crazy and freaking Oompa Loompa crazy. Like, it's been, you know. So, my favorite thing that came out of it, though, was this guy who was like, he sends it to, he's like, this is the screenshot that I woke up to. And he's like, oh, my God, what did you do? And he's like, I was at the buffet. Everybody started screaming and running out. I just stayed and kept getting food because, like, there was no lines all of a sudden. And the guy was like, oh, you're so my dad. I feel like that's what I would do. Like, what would you do? I mean, I would just be like, I would probably just tell my loved ones I love them, I guess. You couldn't really probably get a call through. I bet the lines were all jammed up and stuff. That's crazy, though.
It is crazy.
Can you imagine the people on vacation that are like, oh, God, we should have went to Mexico.
What if that'll hurt tourism overall? Hey, what up, Chemo? Thanks for joining. Megan, nice to see you. Double D, always a pleasure.
Eminem. You should call Megan Eminem.
Eminem.
Yeah, because that's her initials.
Hello, Eminem.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the only story I have for tech news is YouTube changes to monetization rules. I was a little concerned until our graphics intern basically said, "No, you have nothing to worry about." And then I really got looking at it and realized we didn't. But so YouTube is changing their monetization rules for what qualifies a channel to be paid. Initially, it was just a 10,000 view, 1,000 subscriber limit you had to hit, right? Was it 1,000 subscriber or just 10,000 views?
Just 10,000 views.
So it didn't yeah, the subscribers didn't matter. It was 10,000 views, which we hit shortly after a mining video was created and uploaded. We hit that in a hurry, so we got the monetization going, and since then we've had several other mining videos.
We've made enough money to go to Japan and see someone in the suicide forest.
We're going to the Luke Paul thing.
Yeah, with Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
I love so much that you called him Luke Paul.
Luke Paul, yeah.
Because you shouldn't have to remember that stupid asshole's name.
Right.
But anyway.
Anyway, so yeah, I was thinking, okay, I like I said, I haven't paid a lot of attention to it since you know, just haven't paid much attention. So he brings up the fact that you're fine, and I get looking, and yeah, sure enough, the new rules state you have to have 1,000 subscribers now, plus you have to maintain 4,000 hours of viewing per 12-month period. So it's kind of a big change. It's now people actually, you can't just have gotten 10,000 views and keep getting paid for having 10,000 views, regardless of what's going on. You have to have people staying and watching your videos. It's not just the ads anymore. The ads don't matter. People can click on your video and not watch very much of your video, not skip the ad, whatever. And if you don't get those view hours, then you're not going to get paid, and your channel gets removed from monetization. So it's kind of a big deal overall.
Did you see this part of it? It looks like this is probably in response to the Logan Paul thing. So YouTube's going to start manually reviewing all of their Google preferred channels. So do you know how YouTube advertising works? I didn't know about this till the Logan Paul thing happens. So because what happened with the Logan Paul thing is he was Google preferred, which means he's like top tier,
of the
like
Google searches.
Yeah, it really increases the amount of money he makes off YouTube. And so they actually Google sells packages to advertisers where they package like content together, and then they have like 10 different tiers. I was going to bring in the thing, but I wound up forgetting. But they have like 10 different tiers that are like basically cable lineup almost of different packages they sell to advertisers. I didn't know that till recently.
Yeah, so like I said, it's kind of a big change overall. I can't imagine that they're losing money with the current method they're doing. I think they just want to pay out less money.
Yeah.
In advertising, honestly. So
well, it sounds like they want to only pay people that are, trying to make a living off the thing, and not people that are just getting, nickel and dime checks.
Yeah, I mean, I get. They have the minimum payment thing that kind of takes care of that. You don't get paid out, nickel and dime. You have to have $100 basically there before you get
really?
paid out.
I didn't know that.
So people that are doing the nickel and dime thing go several months without getting paid out. But yeah, I don't know. That was what I have in tech news. So what do we have up next? The grab bag, I guess, huh?
I do. I have a grab bag.
Hold on.
Here's some thoughts we pulled right out of our hats. And by hats, you know what I mean. It's the Beyond the Routine Grab Bag. Random thoughts from Chris and Jones.
I only grabbed this one because I want to, I'm trying to fill in for Dave. There's obviously a big hole
Oh, holy
left by
shit.
Dave.
Dave's not here.
I know he won't listen long enough to hear that joke, but God, that's hilarious. If he was just watching, he's like, I'm going to catch up. Oh, what have my guys been doing? He watches, he's like, hey, what Dave's not here? He'd be like, oh. Yes, Dave's not here, so this would be something I feel like Dave might get as part of his quick hits, so I got it. But I know you're not a big rap fan, but have you ever heard of a rapper named Master P?
Yes, I have heard of Master P.
He's famous. He sings that song, no. So he has a brother who's
How
also a
high
rapper.
was he when he recorded that song?
He was probably very high through that entire. So,
It's just a bunch of It's just a bunch of noises. It's not really words.
yeah, isn't it? Pass me the weed. I need some weed for my hands. Yeah. He was definitely high. So he has a brother named Silk the Shaka.
Silk the Shaka.
And then he also has a brother named C Murder.
C Murder.
Okay.
I have heard.
And where do you think C Murder is right now?
Jail.
And guess what he's there for?
Murder.
Bam. So I always thought that was hilarious that this guy murdered someone who wound up in jail.
That's like Lou Gehrig dying of Lou Gehrig's disease.
What are the odds that he gets Lou Gehrig's disease and dies?
Yeah, that's crazy.
A rapper out of Atlanta by the name Sells Drugsz, Drugsz, which, by the way,
SZ? It's not just
yeah,
Z?
Yeah, you either replace the S with a Z. You don't just add a Z after the S that already exists, Mr. Drugsz.
Drugsz.
Gosh. He went to prison. And guess what? He went to prison.
Selling drugs?
Ding, 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 ding.
What do we have for him, Johnny?
Yes, exactly. Oh, excuse me, Rhode Island. Oh, he's from Rhode Island, so right away. A Rhode Island rap artist whose songs
That's
include a tune
Rhode
titled Sell
Island
Drugs.
rap artist.
Yes, he's from Rhode Island. One of my favorite rappers is from
That
Connecticut.
seems like it belongs right in the same spot as kegs of non-alcoholic beer.
They sell kegs of non-alcoholic beer?
Yes, they
I didn't know they did.
Yeah.
Can I get one of those legally in Utah?
No.
Oh.
It's still all about the volume.
So non-alcoholic beer cannot get you drunk, right?
A keg of it, you might feel a little buzzed if you can really get through it without yakking because, oh my God, that's a lot of beer.
Would I get in trouble for serving a high school party a keg of
Yes, because
beer?
it's still 0.04%
Oh, okay.
alcohol.
Oh, never mind then. Wait a minute. So all those former alcoholics that drink O'Doul's are drinking alcohol?
Yeah, they're drinking alcohol.
It's very, very little.
Very little
but,
amount.
But enough.
Like AA does not support drinking O'Doul's. Like the actual program doesn't support you drinking
I feel like it would be
non-alcoholic wine, non-alcoholic beer, non-alcoholic anything.
Well, that'd be a trigger, I feel like. So that would make sense. But yes, he 3/4 of an ounce of fentanyl and 2 grams of heroin.
Fentanyl.
Fentanyl is a horrible, horrible drug, and I hope this guy has a fun time in prison because if he was dealing it, he's a piece of shit. Fentanyl is. Fentanyl is a super, super
They give that to pregnant chicks, don't they?
No. Fentanyl is like they.
What's
they
the
have
F1 they give to the pregnant chicks? There's an F drug they give to pregnant chicks when they're
Fentanyl
having
is
their
like the
baby.
top tier of pain pills.
Oh,
they
it's a pain one?
They
Okay.
give them this patches, and the reason that there's such one of the reasons that there's such a overdose epidemic in this country is drug dealers have started getting Chinese fentanyl from the black market and mixing it in with heroin.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it makes it a lot more potent. It's bad. But yes, Mr. Drugsz has gone to prison for selling drugs. So, and
Sell
now,
drugs, goes to prison for selling drugs.
That's right. Now we have something that hopefully Jessica's still watching because this is her story. I'm going to tell you a little. I'm going to
What up,
tell
O?
you a little story. So let me, if I can actually find the Reddit post.
You know who else told me a story?
Little lady.
Will Smith told me a story about a town called Bel Air.
In West Philadelphia.
That's a dude on a toilet.
So
That's a plunger.
I just want the original Reddit post. Why isn't it in here?
Hey, there's a toilet seat. I don't know what we're doing here.
God damn it. Never mind.
What? We're not going to talk about it?
Dude, it's broke up over
Wait,
right there.
I gotta ask. Oh,
Bam, I found it right
you
here.
have 11 chemistry classes? How do you even have 11 of any kind of classes? Isn't 11 classes like a lot? Let alone 11 chemistry ones?
He can't have. He must not be talking about for a semester. He must be talking about for his degree as a whole.
As a whole, maybe. Okay.
I'm gonna hope I don't show my belly on. Take this off. It's hot. in here.
Hey, you didn't show your belly.
I didn't. All right, I found the original Reddit post.
Hey, Jessica's still here, and she's glad you found the post.
Yes, I found the post. So this comes from the confession subreddit of Reddit. I was 22 years old when I learned that not every family has a poop knife.
Wait, say this again. Let's read this one more time.
Confession. I was 22 years old when I learned that not every family has a poop knife.
Has a poop knife.
My family poops big. Maybe it's genetic, maybe it's our diet. But everyone bursts giant logs of crap. If anyone has ever laid a mega poop, you know that sometimes it won't flush. It lays across the hole at the bottom of the bowl, and the vortex of draining water merely gives it a spin as it mocks you. Growing up, this was common enough occurrence that our family had a poop knife. It was an old rusty kitchen knife that hung on a nail in the laundry room, only to be used for that purpose.
That is so
It was
nasty.
normal to walk through the hallway and have someone call out, "Hey, can you grab me the poop knife?" I thought it was standard kit. You have your plunger, your toilet brush, and your poop knife. Fast forward to 22. It's been a day or two between poops, and I'm over at a friend's house. My friend has a local... hold on. So he says, I look down, and it's a sideways one, so I crack the door and call out for my friend. He arrives, and I asked him for his poop knife. My what? Your poop knife. I need to use it, please. Yeah, and so he goes on and basically says that, he has a poop, his family had a poop knife. He thought everybody had a poop knife. So this begs the question.
I've never had a poop knife.
I've never had a poop knife either. I've never,
Honest to God, have you ever had to stop and think, I'm going to have to cut that thing up?
I've had to break up poops before. I've had to wrap the toilet paper around the thing and it always happens when I'm over at someone's house too. I don't know how many times I've clogged people's toilets at the house. Yeah.
Wow.
And I think that's why this was shared by me. I'd already seen it, but this was shared by me by Jessica. And I'm pretty sure it's because I clogged the toilet at her house several different times. Several times. But
that's a problem.
This begs the question. Was there anything that you can think of off the top of your head that you found out was not completely normal in your family? You found out as an adult, in your relationship with your wife or anything like that? You're not everybody did that? I couldn't think of anything this big, but
No, I don't think so. I can't think of anything. Now that's not to say that, I had a lot of things happen that my stepdad was a prankster.
okay.
And so he
And this is the man I already adore.
he liked to mess with
Because
me
of the
a
business
lot
card.
that I guarantee nobody else had to deal with. I woke up one day, opened my door, and there's prison bars in my door frame. I open my bedroom door, can't get out. Prison bars are
screwed into your...
screwed into the door frame, my bedroom door frame. So he installs a garage door. He installed garage doors for a living. Garage doors, if you look at the top of your garage door, there's this tube that the springs are on. Have the pulleys on the ends that the wire wraps up on.
Which the pulleys lift the garage door, the spring keeps the garage door down.
Oh, no, the spring lifts it.
Oh.
The spring provides the assistance to lift the door up when you give it a little oomph, right? So that bar he has thousands of on the outside of our house because whatever
there
he would take. No, we finally got rid of them at the cleanup. But he would take uninstalled garage doors and he would just hang on to those because you never know when you're going to need them. And that was his mentality for everything that he had. I'm keeping that. You never know when you're going to need it. So he took these bars, and along with some wood that he had, and made a prison cell and screwed it in to my door frame. I literally would have been there today still, probably, had he not thought, okay, that was funny, and then came and unscrewed it and got me out.
You got any other pranks? That's a pretty good one.
That was a good one. He was always the best. He never slept. I know parents say that I don't sleep. I sleep with one eye open, that kind of thing. But no, it was a legit thing with my stepdad. He just did not sleep. Something happened with when he was still married to his first wife, my stepbrother's mom. Something happened with one of his kids. They had their tonsils removed, and he'd snapped awake and was listening, and one of the incisions had ruptured.
Oh, wow.
And was bleeding like crazy, and basically the kid was sleeping, and he would have drowned essentially in his own blood if my stepdad hadn't heard him and gone and turned him over and woke him up and taken care of it. So that's what he claims to the reason he just doesn't sleep at night anymore. Was that. So, yeah, he doesn't sleep. So sneaking out was never an option. Getting home late, I was busted. He would know, whatever. So I thought one night I had him, though. I thought I could hear him snoring. When I opened the door, I could kind of hear this little bit of snoring that he did. He wasn't a big snore, but I could hear it, and I'm like, all right, I'm golden. Sneak out and go outside and meet up with my friends, get home late, come back in listening. He's snoring again. It's golden. Go to bed. Wake up the next morning. Come out into the kitchen. sitting there. Mom's got breakfast going. I'm sitting down, getting ready to eat, and he's like, "So, how was sneaking out last night?" And I'm like, "What? What do you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, no. You left at this time. You didn't get back till this time." My mom instantly gives me this look, and I'm like, "Thanks a lot, dude. Thanks a lot. You could have kept it under your hat, but no. He knows. He knew all. So yeah, sneaking out was never an option. Staying out late, coming home, I always got busted.
That's awesome.
But you don't have any kind of wackiness.
No, I mean my mom was a very weird and eccentric person, which vicariously made me a weird and eccentric person. I couldn't think of anything as awesome as the poop knife story, but yeah, that's all I have for grab bag.
For the grab bag, what do we got next? Let's look at. Oh, you got a locker room story again? Look at you being all sporty. Ready, steady. God damn, I can't find it. There.
I can't imagine either one of these two know a whole lot about sports, but we're going into the locker room anyway.
You're like a huge sports guy.
That Pete.
I like sports too.
That Pete.
I mean, you can fucking barely call what these people do a sport, but I like sports. Speaking of football, did you see that Vikings game?
It was the talk. It's been the talk of everywhere lately.
Yeah, I haven't got to talk to KT yet, but I bet he was just king shit.
He was pretty happy overall.
Tuesday morning, I bet. Yeah, so there was a Vikings Saints game that was basically the Vikings were down to 10 seconds. They were trying to get into field goal range to tie up the game, and they passed it, and this guy caught this miraculous catch. Somehow the defender that was covering him hit an imaginary brick wall.
Yeah, he was blue coverage.
Did you see the memes of Prince? It was woohoo! Like Prince, he was hitting Prince.
The worst blown coverage ever.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, dude. And he just went in, and so the game was so crazy that Apple Watches were telling fans that they might be having heart issues. So the ending of yesterday's Vikings and Saints games was beyond thrilling and nothing short of emotional roller coaster. The last few minutes of the game saw multiple lead changes, blah, blah, blah. The state erupted. Funny enough, many Vikings fans who happened to be wearing their Apple Watch swiftly received an alert indicating their heart rate had roughly increased to dangerous levels. It looks like it's the Apple Watch detected a heart rate that rose above 120 beats per minute while you appeared to be inactive during the last 10-minute period. So basically everyone was, oh, this game's over. Oh, my God. So I thought that was pretty hilarious.
Apple Watch is looking out for you. So, let's see what we got here. Oh, yes. He's clarified. As a whole, I will take 11 chem classes. So
I saw that. Yeah. Did you see the I don't know much about the Vikings, but they have that skull chant or whatever. Right. Did you see their kicker? There was this freaking I'll have to find the gif of it, but it starts in on the kicker and he's doing the thing and then it pans out and 45,000 fans behind him. He's leading thing. It was pretty awesome. Let me find it. Cool.
That is cool. See, another thing we could throw up on this screen that we need right in this area.
We need a screen.
Of course, I guess when Dave gets back, his shiny dome is going to be blocking that screen. So, maybe higher. Well, then we have the sign to worry about. I don't know. I guess that's not going to happen. So,
you guys can do that software thing where you can post a screen on your stream. Almost like a picture-in-picture.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, in the software itself, not in Facebook.
Yeah.
I got you. Oh, we could do that. Of course, I'm so afraid to touch that software while it's running. It's so finicky. It just craps out for no reason a lot of times. So, what, you looking at something?
I'm trying to find. Oh, here it is. I'll show it to you after the game, or after the show.
After the game. All right.
Yes.
So, I do have to. Speaking of the Vikings and the number one Viking fan at our work, I found out today he shot himself in the leg.
Recently?
Yes.
With a gun? An actual gun?
Like an actual gun.
Like grazed him, or like he
Full on. So here's it. Let me give you the story. This is why we need stricter background checks on guns. And I think there had to be an IQ test of some kind.
There's no excuse for that, dude.
So-
I want to hear this story though.
So he's out West Desert somewhere shooting his new handgun that he got. There's an old car out there that he's shooting.
Okay.
And he
So he
looks-
ricocheted himself.
He looks down and he's like, lug nut. I think I ought to shoot that lug nut off. That's what he's thinking to himself.
How far away?
Not far away at all. Because, frankly, hitting a lug nut with a pistol, it's going to take,
So he like two in the head, the lug nut.
like, bang. And the bullet, he says from the trace it made, or from the mark it made on the wheel, which is all steel rim, by the way, it glanced off, so I think he did hit the lug nut, and it glanced off it, hit the steel rim, and did this gouge thing, followed the contour of the rim, and came back out the top, and hit him in the leg.
What a dummy.
And I'm like, you are so lucky.
Haven't you ever seen The Christmas Story?
how-
You shoot your eye out. You
How
shoot your
deep
eye
was
out.
that gouge? Because for it to lose enough velocity by the time it was thrown back at you, that it didn't enter your skin, he says it stuck to his pants.
Oh. Well, that...
Right.
Still, though, that's a dumb move.
Right. But still, that's a lot of velocity lost for it not to have entered, it's...
Was he by himself, too?
I didn't
In the
I
West
didn't,
Desert?
I didn't get that piece of information, but he looks down and sees this bullet sticking to his pant leg essentially, and it was all flattened, and he's like, and he just knocks it off like it was a bug or something.
He should keep that bullet.
Yeah. And so then his response to this is the greatest. Is everyone's like, so you just stopped shooting right and left, and he's like, no, I got mad and I continued shooting the car.
He just unloaded into the car.
Yeah.
You should never get mad at inanimate objects. Normally they win. Well, I don't have anything else, Jones.
You don't have anything else, Steven? You got anything else?
Give us a Ripple update. Ripple update.
You're good. You're on.
Anybody that's
Oh, hold on. I guess you're not on. Why don't I hear you? Oh, I know why. This thing died. Oh, maybe not.
There we go.
Try it now.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Well, it's crypto related.
Okay.
Good. Hold on. I can play you an intro. Just give me 1 second. I really got to memorize this board better.
They're finally showing their true colors. Digging for your digital blood diamonds. Chris and Jones dig deep. Well, actually, they have a bunch of little hard drives and computer doodads doing it. But they're solving equations on a mass scale to earn a little digital dough. It's cryptocurrency on Beyond the Routine.
All right, Steven, what do you got?
Well, so if you have been following the crypto market, then you know that in the last day or so,
It's been rough.
it's been rough, but it's nothing like the deep dive that Bitcoin took back in 2015. So it's not like the market is just
So
gone.
what is everything down to?
Well,
So ETH hit a low of 700. Bitcoin did drop under 10, you said, right?
Yep.
Both have rebounded nicely, essentially.
Yep. So ETH is above 1,000 right now.
Right.
So it's still doing better than it did, back in December. So
Right.
overall, the market's still much better. But it's just like any news. They like to exaggerate.
Oh, yeah, see, it's the clickbait.
What do you mean clickbait? Bitcoin falls below 10,000 as virtual currency bubble deflates.
And they're always going to call it a bubble because it's grown so much. But the thing you got to look at is it's not just a bubble. When it burst, it's gone.
Right.
This is not a bubble.
But I think it's fair to say everybody knew when Bitcoin hit just under that 20,000 mark, it was not going to maintain. Everybody knew it was going to fall somewhat drastically, at least back to 15, if not even back down closer to 10.
And which it did. It
Right.
fell to around that 15,000 range.
Right.
And it stayed there for a week or so. But
And when I saw that, I got to be honest, when I saw ETH hit 14, I was like, this won't last. Because everybody's like, it's going to keep going. Not everybody. It was mixed. People were like, nope, it's going to keep going. It's going to keep going. It's riding it. And I just thought, no, it's going to fall again. I didn't think as low as 700. I didn't think it would half it. But I definitely knew back down near 1,000 is where we'd get to before it started climbing again.
So it's actually this is a good thing that's happening. Okay, so market is readjusting because of certain news that came out of China. China has always been pretty.
Okay, apparently this battery's died in this thing. My apologies.
Yeah, it's fine.
So yeah, it's all about the reason for this one though is China essentially, right?
China and partially Korea.
Right, just their whole embargo on cryptocurrency and mining and everything else.
Right, but the last time that it happened, that China outlawed exchanges.
That was what started it. Was China outlawing exchanges?
This was back in November.
Right.
So, and cryptocurrency, Bitcoin did a 40% drop.
When they did that, yes.
But then it went much higher than that ever since. So it's not at the end of the day. It's actually a good opportunity for people who were like, oh, things are too expensive for me now. They can actually take the opportunity and buy when things are cheaper because they are going to rebound.
But in this same note, and you and I talked about this a little bit off camera, Stephen, before the show. I think that it's sad that any type of market, a single entity or single conglomerate or whatever you want to call it, can have so much effect on that particular market. Right? It's who's to say. China doesn't just release this news knowing it will cause a crash, so then they can go buy up umpteen, million shares, or million coins of Ethereum or Bitcoin or whatever, right? So
China would
that's the sad
never
piece.
manipulate a marketplace.
It's just, and it's sad that it can happen. I was telling Steven, I says, there are big enough conglomerates, whatever you want to call them. You can call them companies, conglomerates, whatever, on these exchanges, not necessarily in China, that basically have rules set in place on these exchanges that says like buy rules to buy millions of shares of anything once it hits a certain level, right? Well, that's so many shares of that particular coin that it would stop a fall, right? You would never crash because once it goes down, for instance, let's say you and I, our conglomerate, we have a buy order for 10 million ETH.
Let's call it Disney.
For 10 million ETH when ETH hits $700. Okay, this crash, quote unquote, that happened. ETH goes down to 700. Our buy order automatically kicks in, and we bought 10 million. That halts any further drop at that point. It will not drop further because now that bar has been set. That's the lowest we go. 700 is it, and now all these other buy orders are starting to fill in a little bit higher and a little bit higher and a little bit higher, and it just starts raising itself back up. So that's why, like I said, it's just sad how this can go, and people they're banking billions of dollars on this. That was another thing, and I while you bring up cryptocurrency, we still got a little bit of time. There was a current open lawsuit going on that with all the fluctuation in the crypto market, it changed the entire outcome. Like the original cryptocurrency lawsuit was over. Let me find it out here. Hold on. Okay, so cryptocurrency surge sent lawsuit stakes soaring. So here's what we have. When two blockchain developers sued one another over an options deal in September, the stakes were high at $1.1 billion. Okay, 4 months later, they were fighting over a contract valued at $16.6 billion. So that's the other thing that, anytime cryptocurrency is going to be involved as a payment or settlement or whatever, the way this market fluctuates now, you could literally be fighting over $1 billion one day, and in an event of a crash, quote unquote, deflated bubble, whatever you want to call it, it could be literally 500 million the next or 250 million the next day. it's just, because it's all it's not calling out a dollar amount. It's calling out, well, he owes me X amount of shares of Bitcoin. He owes me X amount of shares of Ethereum over this, or these lawsuits are. This one particular one was Ripple Lab Incorporate's XRP. So yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That's not worth $16 billion anymore if it's Ripple.
So it was 22 cents in September. That's when the 1.1 billion was essentially what the value was of the lawsuit. And since then, it's climbed to $3.32 as of January 4th.
Which it's now back
Today
down.
is $1.30-something.
Right. But that's kind of the point, this thing. It's just they don't know where they're going to land. But essentially that doesn't matter because you still have to pay out the cryptocurrency. You're not paying out a dollar amount anyways. But it's just funny that when you look at this, what the stakes are, the stakes change can swing so dramatically in this piece. So,
But I just want to say, China, stop what you're doing. You are the biggest currency manipulator in the world.
don't you have some pull over there? Can't you do
China.
something?
You never follow the rules. We should kick China out of WTO because the day that they joined WTO, they've never followed the rules set by WTO.
Damn you, China and your WTO rule breaking.
WTO, World Trade Organization?
Yes. All right. Well, that does it for episode 2, season 4.
My computer just died.
Episode 2. Your keyboard light's still on though, so that's pretty cool. Glad that it could. Now it's done. It's very sad.
Which means you need to continue to talk until you can get into the podcast PC so you can stop it. So we're going to talk about how Chris didn't bring his charger.
You're so bad.
Dude, I've done it the last 2 weeks and it's been fine.
So bad.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
look. There we are.
we are there.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Thanks for listening to Beyond the Routine, brought to you by our friends at Bastion Technologies and Protocol 42.
See you later. Wait. This one. Where is it? Where?